Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I wish you a happy Sunday. We are at it again. It's all about TNT, the truth, nothing but the truth. And today, we are going to have a very fantastic and wonderful debate on a very, what do I say, mutual topic in Africa right now. That goes for everyone, actually. And to be honest, the concern is not only for now, but the concern happens to be that of our kids and our future. So, how is that going to look like, and how we are going to kick on it? We are just straight up going to start. If you have not seen the flyer, just to give you some little information, happens to be this one here, the LGBTQIA2s plus. That sounds a little bit like the newest and latest iPhone, but it is not it. This is a direction of what we want to talk about when it comes to legalizing it on the human right base. Now, people will say that wahala ha ha ha. I can see you, Jenny is already here. So the thing is that is people hate the act, but you don't hate the people because at the end of the day, they are human beings, and their issue is very simple. Let us be, because in many and various countries, they are being harassed, they are being beaten, all sort of things, and they are only saying that let us be. And they have gone as far as putting it into the hands of human rights, and there's a bill on it, and that is the issue today. So without wasting time, let's see those of our panelists that will arrive here on time. This is something that has actually been planned for weeks, and in a group it has been a debate on its own. So I wouldn't waste your time. I'll just want to go through just one or two sponsors or people that boost our page or help us broadcast it. So please, 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 if you are on, this is not something very strange for you alone to listen to it first and be like, should I pass it on or not? This is a debate. Everybody's going to share their opinion. You as well, you're supposed to share your opinion, ask your questions, comment on it, give us some points why you think we should and why you think we shouldn't. You understand? So that is what we're going to talk about. So please just do us a favor, do yourself a favor, do all of us interesting topic, Jennifer. Do all of us a favor and just share it with your friends, and let's see how the debate goes. So those that push us or pushes us all every week and are always here, one of them is definitely on. That is Jennifer right here. Then we have the main people that are investing so much effort, power, time, and energy, and that happens to be TNT itself, the team TNT. We greet you all. We have Afritwo. Afritwo is all about African market, made by Africans and made in African products, where you can showcase your stuff. Never feel shy to showcase your stuff. At the end of the day, what you can do is to showcase it till it gets into somebody's head and the person decides to buy. One of our pushers happens to be Tally Food, Mighty Food. Wonderful lady, wonderful project, wonderful market, and she's always at our back. Yes, we go on to Ohima Muchia, and no, Ohima Mukase and Adoma Muchia. These two things always beats me up a little bit. So it's all about the cooking and the food stuff. And then, yes, these are the people that support us. We have also Royal Consult. It's all about, helping us out in the home offices, translating things for foreigners that find it a little bit difficult to, speak the language. There's something that you might not know. They go into the law with you. They go to the home office with you and they read the papers for you, but all not for nothing. You understand? Then we have the Wow Gathering. Wow Gathering is so simple. It's Wow means woman of wonder. So it's a woman empowerment program, and it's all about loving yourself first and being able to love someone, because you can only give what you have. So we are on it. Those that are from Ghana, the latest news that actually rose up very recently happens to be our own artist, Medical. Sad enough to know that Medical is going to jail for 5 days. 5 days, so 5 days. I mean, after he actually went to bail or rescue our own brother Shatawa. This is Shatawale going to prison because he somehow tried to, I wouldn't say manipulate the median, but tried to play sort of a game because there was a man of God that predicted that something will happen to him. Nothing has happened to him. And instead of him actually being happy for that, what he actually did was to, bring some news out that, hey, I've been kidnapped or been shot or however, and the government didn't find it very interesting. They didn't find it very nice at all. So he had to go to prison. But his own is not actually the problem. The problem is those people that actually went there to bail him later also ended up in prison for 5 days. Why? Because they also decided to, also show their gun on the social media. So immediately when that thing happened, our dear sister Efia Schwarzenegger also went back to her post to change the caption. But I was asking myself, changing the caption, is it going to change anything? Because look at this video.
I feel like I will introduce you to my new best friend. Her name is called Barbara. She's very dangerous. It's a gift from my husband to me. And this is Barbara.
Gentlemen, that is Barbara. And she's just showing Barbara openly. The thing is very simple. We can't take the law into our hands, and there are some things you shouldn't do. You understand? We are not in the US and we are not in some gang and some slam and some, whatever, or wherever it is so heated up. So please, let's actually maintain the respect that we have, at least on social media. We are doing anything. Somebody call it lawless. Other people say it is this. I also saw a video that somebody was in the middle of the street trying to, show his car and how it's moving, turning around and leaving the traffic light. Africa shouldn't become lawless. That is why it brings us to this point that we have a culture, we have a tradition, something that we hold high esteem, even though we might have lost a lot due to some mistakes in the past, but doesn't mean everything is supposed to be accepted. And that is why we are here. That is why we are here. So without wasting time at all, I would like to introduce you to our panelists that are already here. Very sad enough, it happens to be just one party that is here out of the two, just one party that is here. And let's see how fast and how soon the others will join. So please, if you know where our brother Matteo is, please somebody contact him. If you know where our sister Constance is, say, please, this is a debate, or the time is running. So quickly, let me go through some comments that we have here. So Jennifer just says that, wahala, she's laughing. She said, interesting topic. And then we have our sister Tali that was mentioned very recently, and she's here. She's the one with the Tali food, mighty food. Now, the mighty food is not, it's all about Tali food, the best and wonderful Nigerian making, actually African food. So you understand, all that you need, you can get it there. So let me quickly add. Let's go by those that you people know. They act here now. This is my own brother and manager, Big Boss. I salute you, Meccan in the house.
Good evening to our cherished viewers.
The gentleman in the house. Somebody commented and said, the way now you are relaxed and you give the points, they love it so much. Now I'm saying, oh, the guy is single.
It could also be the point.
What you see? The guy is singing. The guy is singing. Mama, you understand? So Jennifer said, "Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir." And then yes, hey, let me just add Sister Constant to it. One side has entered as Samaba. So if Matthew doesn't come there today, I'm going to debate with you. What you say? So
Uh-huh.
welcome to the scene, Sister Constance. How are you doing?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm doing well. I hope we are all doing well.
Yes, so by the grace.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Malcolm. Apart from the good evening, Pacho, this one goes to you. Or say, apart from the good evening, Mr. Tally said, "Is he single?" Tally, he's single, but not for you. For
Very, very single but attached.
Malcolm, Magujano,
I
I have killed your market.
don't just but
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
so
you are single, but you are attached. Sometimes they are single like that.
I tell you, attachment day.
no, I'm attached to my room.
You make Tally laugh. Oh. So, not to waste time, we have our dear sister Rose on the defending part. It's been a long time we saw Sister Rose on here. Uh, there's a Latin word. It says that an ampaye baby. It's a
Yeah.
Latin word. I can't translate.
I don't know if it's from my side, but I hear you just a little, very, very low. The sound is very low with me. I don't know if it's if you have any settings on that because I've pulled mine up, but it's still very low.
Do you all hear me clear so that I can see if it's from a yes?
I
So
hear you very clear, but it's like it. The sound is low.
okay. Maybe okay, let's see. Maybe it's with the settings or
I
so.
think yeah, that line is very clear, very, very
Yeah.
loud. And even Rose yourself, you are very, very loud. Like
Okay, maybe I have to go back out and come back in, but
So
hey people, a day I've come to stay.
Tally is saying that Constant, you just broke my heart.
oh, for my point, you follow him, you might break him back too.
He said that I hear you clear. Yes. And then Jennifer said, "We hear you perfectly well." Thank
Okay,
you.
then I might have to go out and come back in then.
Yes. Oh, this one, before you go, please read this one. Mommy, go and buy a better phone.
Oh,
And,
Hello, I have an iPhone 13. I have the newest phone, okay?
one
iPhone
says that, "Hi,
13.
Rosie, that is Tally."
Excuse me, Jennifer.
So, whilst we will not wait on our brother Matthew, so when he comes, he can just come in.
yeah.
And if it is possible, of course. So, today we are going to defend our points. Yeah, we are going to submit whatever we have, and it's all about. Let me put it on. Sometimes, the letters are many. It is all about the LGBT.
I even wonder where they got.
I will tell you all what it means. Now, Asemo, almost say this is the latest one I have read to it, the 2S Plus. Before, when I heard it, I almost thought it's the latest iPhone.
iPhone.
Not. It is not. It means lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual, queer. The I will come later, the A also, but the 2S simply means two spirits. Two spirits.
So now we've graduated from the body to spirit. So the spirits are doing gayism.
So without drawing any how do they call it, any heat on me today, because people will be like, this guy, you have come, you cannot even pronounce our thing. You say you are doing debate. Let me just quickly go in. So the meaning of it is supposed to be fully, so that we are all clear about it. It's almost a book. Okay. So yes, that is where we have it. That is where we have it. So it says that I actually had it on my screen, but it is gone. So I want to know what the okay. It says that lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer questioning. That means they are still questioning what it means. They haven't found it yet. And the I is for the intersex. I think those that are for it will understand. So we will let Rosie and Matthew, when they come, to explain. No, it is this guy there, Mekon. Mekon.
Let's have to explain.
Mekon, please. What is the intersex? What is the asexual, aromantic? And then we have the two spirits. What is it?
I thought we were just going to start because I
We
think
need
I
to
have the
understand
one
the
with Pastor
letters
that
before we go. We need to understand the letters, then we go.
well. I am. I want to reserve, please, so that I will be I'll be
Okay.
able to buttress on my points clearly. I don't want people
Okay.
to use
So
my own
for me,
words against me.
all that I see is they are trying to put even all the biological disorders together. Because that one it's a disorder, but this one it's like a person's sexual preference.
Mm-hmm.
So they are trying, because they want to cover up, they are trying to fuse those ones into it. Where you said asexual,
Mm-hmm.
mostly asexuals are those, like we call them hermaphrodites.
Mm-hmm.
It mostly occurs in either plants, or there are some, and most animals that are, they have both sexual organs. We have most smaller plants with both sexual organs, like certain ants, certain worms. They are smaller ones, but they possess both organs. And when it's time, is their peak time to sort of mate, they make the male organ when the female release the egg, then the male organ puts something like the sperm on it, fertilizes, and it's like they do it on their own. But it's normal. That is how God has made it. And that is for lower animal, very low animal with
Mm-hmm.
shorter lifespan. But this time around, they are trying to put it on we human beings. How many asexual human beings do we even have in our society? You see, and that is where we are even supposed to correct it biologically.
Mm-hmm.
Because no matter what, one side will show more than the other.
Of
And
course.
that is where, our health come in, medical things have to come in. We give you steroids, depending on which gender you want. If you are a female, you have both, but you don't really see the man features within you. Then there is no need sort of making you look that way. We can easily have a simple operation. Take off, it usually develops through the clitoris. You see that the clitoris usually pushes out as a penis, a little penis. We call it micro penis. That really shows that way. But then biologically, we can do surgery, remove it, give you certain steroids, that is estrogen, so that more of the female features can come in. The same thing applies to if it's a man. So I don't know why they are trying to push them here, as
I'm
if
only
that they
laughing
don't
because
have rights.
Constance is at it too, because some people they fear you for this platform.
Yeah, that's why I'm quiet, because if I have to speak mine, then she will be able
Yes.
to fire me more. So I felt now I know how she thinks and what she's thinking, so it will be better.
So,
Are you sure you know what I'm
please,
thinking?
we are about to get started. I'm still waiting for Rosie and Bramatio. I don't know when he'll pop in, but I'm still waiting for Rosie so that we can get started. But then, till then, we are still entering it so that we don't waste much of our viewers' time. Constance is prepared. Hi, dear. Okay. So, so we are going to start by this. I think right now, as we are here, without Rosie and Matthew being here, already Sister Constance is on the is it conta, they say, is it contra, what did they say, on the conta? So on the other side of don't.
Yeah, I'm not for.
And exactly, and Malcolm is on the pro side, that we are supposed to allow them. I mean, legalize it in Africa. I mean, At the
No,
end of
no,
the day, you cry,
no.
then the edge. So what we are going to do is, please, due to our time, and this is round one, like we said,
Yeah.
let's please have the time that we are going to use. So if you have 2 to 5 minutes, try to submit your point in 5 minutes, and then the next, let's say the next person can also submit his or hers, and then we debate on it. It's allowed to interact, but then the only thing is that sometimes when we all interact, the other one doesn't get a chance. Somebody like Mecca is very shy and gentle, like I said, because he's single. I'm just saying, anybody watching, Mecca is still singing, please. So, in case that you are going high and it's not coming, I'll have to pause it so that we all come in, right? When the ladies are on, we men, we just, we mono for them. So it is actually open. The question is, there was actually a bill going on that these people are being molested, the LGBTQ and so on are being molested and harassed in Africa. To be precise, the news I saw was from Ghana, and they say that it has to be legalized, and there should be some, people should be accountable for what they do. When they don't employ you, should go to court, all this stuff. And then my question was, this is something I think Africa needs to debate on. To be honest, it is not something we are just going to debate on just like that, because the future of our kids are at stake. That is what I'll say. At stake, whether negative or positive, is at stake, right? So will you have your child come in one day and be like, daddy, mommy, this is what I want to do? If it's okay with you, yes, allow the person. If it's not okay, what is your stand? What is your take on that? And do we also allow any and everything? Because we have a culture and we have a tradition. So the ball is open. It says that legalization in Africa, how and why? So we will start by ladies first. Sister Constance, with 5 minutes, just submit your point. Why not? And then Malcolm will come with why yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for this platform again. And talking about legalization of LGBT, whatever they call it, in Africa, in my opinion, it's never going to be legalized, at least not within this our generation. Probably, maybe when we are dead and gone, and the next generation, we just don't know. We just don't know what they are going to come up with. Maybe it will be in their time, but as far as most of us are concerned, I don't think we are going to see to it that we are going to legalize this. I see it as a form of one of the crucial sin of the world against the Bible from Christian perspective. Sleeping with your fellow, a man with a man, a woman with a woman. Like, in fact, sometimes they even get confused. You don't even know what exactly they themselves they want. Because as earlier on we said, they have been with us within the system. We know it's not as if they don't do it. Some of them practice it in our neighborhoods. You see that this person is called Kwejobisia in Ghana. Most of the names that we give to gay people, Kwejobisia. So the moment you see him, it's like a man trying to behave like a woman, and look at the names we give to them. Oh, because of the way they act. Mentally, you see that they are not even acting well. Because you see that he's wearing trousers, but he wants the female type, trying to act as if he's a female. Meanwhile, you've got muscles and other things. You have a dick in front of you. You are trying to act like a female. You see, so why should we legalize this kind of sin in Africa? We are not saying you don't have a right. You are a human being, you work. And when you are going to work, the only thing they are asking for is your gender. Nobody asks you whether you're a homosexual or a lesbian. I don't think we ask that at workplace before you are being employed. Probably you get your job, maybe when it's being found out that this is what you are doing, because it is against our customs and other laws in Africa, people start to stigmatize you. Hey, this boss is that is where maybe you feel uncomfortable. But that is your choice. Why should you want us to make a bill on it? In fact, it wouldn't bring any positive thing to Africa. Our problems are many. This sexual preference shouldn't come and even worry us.
Thank
And
you very much.
yeah, they shouldn't come and worry us at all because the problems that we have is more than LGBTQ. This is just a small thing they are just trying to confuse us with, and we are not going to allow that thing to be legalized in Africa.
Thank you very much. So you made it very much on point. Your 5 minutes immediately is due. It was due. You were out. That is what we are looking for. So everyone, just take this example. 5 minutes, bam. Why you that? So that is the point. No, maybe in the next generation, and due to our customs and traditions, it's not going to work because Africa has more than enough when it comes to issues and problems than to add this on top. That is Sister Constance. So, Mekon, get the ball rolling. You're mute, I think. Your microphone's there.
Okay. She has made her point, she has made her point, but within the 5 minutes, I didn't see or I didn't hear any substantial argument that um that speaks against the legalization, because um what you think is not what I think. What you feel is not what I feel. What you want to do with your life is not the same as what I want to do with my life. So this LGBTQ 2+, they're not asking for your opinion, or they're not asking for anybody's opinion, or what they are not asking for directions from anyone. All they are asking for is do my thing. That is just it. Because previously there have been so interferences in their lives, discriminations and crimes that have been committed against them. We just have to allow,
Your
because
your 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 internet
there
is
are
your
so
line
many
is
things.
Yes, the line is breaking.
Okay, is it okay now, or it's still breaking?
I think it's okay now.
breaking.
Mm.
No. So if they want, all they want is nobody should interfere in their life, just like a man and a woman stand in the street, touch each other, kiss each other, and all that. It doesn't matter what I have, or what you have, or what anybody else's have. Whether I have a dick or I have or a vagina, that is nobody's business. It is me. To do with it is my personal problem. So long as I don't bother the second person or the second man, I don't think that it should be a problem. I mean, in the people are disallowed to work, people are rejected, and even if they are not, the kind of abuse that you
I
suffer
think I
just in the
think
name of
Something wrong
it's
with
not
your
working at all. Actually, like we are not getting any point
okay.
now. I don't know if you
Let
will
me.
try to. Yes. Okay. So let me continue. That was 3 minutes. So just finish it for him, Rosie.
I didn't get the question.
We are trying to submit our point why we should legalize it. And since you're on the legalization team, what is your point?
Um, my point is, it should be legalized out of the simple reason that because I had a communication with a transgender in Ghana,
Hmm.
and he or she, let me say she because he feels like a woman, so it's he's a she. She was telling me that they don't want anything. They are not even fighting for marriage or anything. They are just fighting for their rights as human beings.
Hmm.
So it's just simply about let us live the lives we want to live, just like we leave you alone, just like we don't attack you on the streets because maybe you look like a woman as a man, or you look like a man as a woman. So the only thing they are fighting for is to legalize it, that it is something that they can report with full confidence that the person can be caught. Because when you're in Ghana right now and you are one of these LGBTQIA2s plus, you anything you do is wrong. Someone can just slap you and go away with it, because even when you report it to the police will even hit you. And that is their human rights they are fighting for. This is not about any sexual thing. It's about human rights. So they should legalize it so that the people will understand, just like now the celebrities are understanding that the IGP is not playing. That is how they should also realize that they are also not playing with their lives, because lives are at stake. If care is not taken, they'll one day be lying on the streets dead and nobody will worry about it, simply because they are anti-LGBTQIA2s plus. So
Oh,
I personally think that it is their good right to live, and live the way they want it. Because as our Ghanaians will say, you were near Sinchina and Sana wako you be translated, it means like clean the salt under your eyes before you go to someone else to clean that person's salt in the eye. So, take care of your home, take care of yourself, take care of your business. Allow those transgenders, those queers, those questionings, and asexuals, and all of them. Just allow them to live their lives. You can buy things from them. It's not something evil. I mean, aside from the 2S, that is spiritual, all these other things is just a thing of sexuality. I know Africans, we believe in spirits and all of these things, but some of them don't deal with spiritual stuff. It's just something that is it's confusing them emotionally. So that's my point why they should legalize, because it's about their human rights, and every person has the right to live.
thank you very much for submitting. I think the next step is going to be, I'm going to read these 3 comments. And as I can already feel, my twin is already hitting up. The smile talks a lot, you understand? And I think I will leave her also to go alone today so that she will feel free and occupy, so that if the help is there now, I'll just chip in a little bit. That's why Cabernet will say chip in a little bit. So let me read this one. They will unfortunately legalize it very soon. Those in power are bent on making this happen. Uh, Tali said that Constance is right, but legalizing it is a thing that will be good, because doing it in secret are even worse. Then, anyhow, God allows us to choose what we want. The choice is ours. The consequences are ours. I believe they shouldn't be killed or sentenced to prison for the choice they have made. Okay, they should be left to live in peace, as far as they aren't damaging their neighbor. Wait, let me bring that one down. Okay, as long as they're not damaging their neighbor, their choice. What do we get killing for all the unreasonable choice we make? Okay, I get it. What is the difference? They will face the consequences of their actions. Okay, so what Sister Tally is saying is that you are right, Constance, but then they doing it in secret is worse, because at the end of the day, before it comes out, it will be another thing. And Jennifer is saying that the thing is that, they are being beaten in some countries, they are being killed, they are being, burned to death, brought to prison, however. So for their choice that they've made, we should let them be and have their own choice. There's only one particular thing that me, as a neutral person, not trying to take sides today, it hits me a little bit. That was the part that she said that as far as they aren't damaging their neighbor. So let's say I am a neighbor. That is my opinion. I'm a neighbor of anyone, yeah? And I have a child. and you start telling me it's okay for a boy to be the dad, you are damaging me. So for me, it's damage. So
Yeah.
that is the only point I wanted to make. So actually, everyone has submitted his or her point. That is the free living from Malcolm. They are not asking for our opinion. So since they are not asking for opinion, they should do what they
And
want.
even Minister, I think I have a rebuttal on
Mm,
some
let,
things.
let me just hit on the point and then you come in.
Okay.
He's saying that we shouldn't also discriminate and then like something like kissing in public. Rosie says that it should be legalized because they have the right to fight for their rights because it's all about human rights and not they are not playing with their lives. Okay, thank you very much. So now the board is opened. Everyone has a few minutes to give the counter and then we move on to it's going to be fun.
Okay. One thing we see, what is crime when it comes to crime? Taking something against the laws of the land is a crime.
Mhm.
That is why if somebody steals, there are charges for that. In our African culture, you came to meet your grandparents, you met your uncles, you met your aunties, and that is the trend. Families are made out of the male and female. But look at them now. They now want to make it like it's fine for male and male, which is a serious abomination in the sight of God and society.
Hmm.
As Africans as we are, we don't want to see it that way. We promote male-female relationship. We don't promote lesbianism. And that is where we don't want it to seem like it's your right. You have a right as a human being. Everybody has basic human rights. But because you have a right, that doesn't mean you should go and do something to cause a damage to another person.
Mm-hmm.
Damage in the sense that if you are a male and then you start saying that, oh, because it has been legalized, I start chasing small boys whose like their minds are not yet there. You start putting that kind of indoctrination into their mind. And you know that is very bad because if your father and your father, how do I even put it? Like two males, how do you even bring forth human beings? You said one, you want your fellow male. Somebody has slept with the wife to have kids. Do you want to adopt him? Not just adopting, you also want to infiltrate them with that kind of thing that, well, it's not anything. Go and then be kissing your fellow man. In fact, how does it even feel? You yourself, look at your mother lying on your fellow man. How does it even feel? And that is where we see it as a crime because mentally you are penetrating on somebody's mind. Society says that this is how it goes from creation. This is how it is. But this time around, you are trying to move away from that to form your own.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where we have to stop it. Because if that is a time will come, then who will be giving birth for you to even sleep with? Then that means the end of the world. Yeah, because all the women should go after the women, men should go after men. Then it's like, where are we even going to procreate? It's like we are trying to change the order of God. And that is where we have to see it. The fact that we have our rights, human rights, human rights. The Bible says that we have how do they put it? It's like we have a right to do a lot things, but it's not we are not eligible to do it. Under Bible perspective, I'm not really quoting it right, but it's like we have the right to do that. But whatever you do that will be against your fellow neighbor or a fellow human being, it's a crime. Because God has created me a woman to have sex through my vagina. But here is a man, you are here, you said you have to have it through your anus. And now you are changing the order, which is a crime.
Mm-hmm.
So we will not legalize it for you to stand there and be kissing in public. No. Because whatever you do, there is an impact. What somebody sees, what you do, what you tell the person, it influences the mind. And once we start going through that channel, then that means what sort of world are we creating for ourselves? And Africa in particular, how would you feel if you have a child and you find your child in such a situation? You, the parents, you don't feel comfortable. Even you that you are like, oh, let's legalize. Will you legalize that for your child to go through? I don't think you'll be happy seeing your child coming up, hey, mom, dad, I'm gay. You even the
Thank
whites who are
you very
born,
much.
the way they respond when they see that their children are sort of going through that channel, they don't like it. But because it's like they've made a law, they have to support it like that. But ground within them, they don't like it.
It says here, culture was made by man and can be changed by man. That is Jennifer. Even old men are chasing small girls, Constance. And then
Thank you.
we have,
That was one of the points I
but
wanted to
some
hit.
men and women are doing it from anus. Okay, so let's go to the other party. I don't know who wants to come in first. Let me see the willingness so that I can add.
Let's see,
I
Malcolm
can come
was
in.
the one who's yeah.
So-
I hope this time around your internet becomes stable.
Hey,
He's gone again. Oh, Malcolm.
okay. No, I think he's back. So Rosie, go for us so that
Yes, as our sister Constance was saying, she's saying, yeah, it's not part of our culture. Yes, I understand it's not part of our culture. I agree to that. Yes, we wouldn't want our children to come home to say they are gay and all of these things. Yes, that is true. But at the end of the day, at the end of it all, um old men are also chasing small girls, as our sister Tali already mentioned. Since when did that become normal? People don't report these things. They just go for fines with the families. They just take 1,000 Ghana because a 60-year-old man slept with a 13-year-old girl. They don't really say anything about it when the father, the friend of the father approaches a little girl of 10 years that, oh, I want to marry you, you look very beautiful, you can do this with me and you can do that. How many people are speaking about that? How many people are being caught about that? How many of these old men are being discriminated, are being molested at the end of the day? Because it has been tagged as it's okay. Because imagine that yesterday, the program that I went to, even it has, our culture has become something that we hold so tight onto that yesterday it was a testimony of a great singer that lives in Belgium. She was speaking about it, that here in Belgium, here in Europe, Belgium, that old man, her father's friend that he trusted his daughter with, was molesting that girl at the age of between and 10 years until she was 15 years, because she couldn't talk about it because of culture. So now, these LGBTQ people, these gays and all of these people, they are doing the things that all these sugar daddies are doing, because they talk to those little ones, yes, but how did the conversation come by? Maybe that youth that maybe has been caught at that time was the one that asked questions. And when you ask questions, you get answers to it, don't you? It's only in Africa we answer questions with questions, but normally you answer a question with an answer. So a lot of these youth, most of the times, don't come out with the truth because they are ashamed of it. Some even, because I've been hearing some of these gays and all of these things, some of the youth, because they see them, they approach them because they see they have a bit of money and these things, they give themselves out. But now, simply because they have chosen a different lifestyle out of our culture, we choose to give the other parties the blame. So now, if they are trying to convince them with money, and sugar daddies, it has become something that is okay. Why can't them convincing them be okay as well? They've not killed anybody. They've not stolen money. So what is the crime about that? Sugar daddies are influencing. They are also influencing. Celebrities are influencing. Everybody is influencing. Parents are influencing. Fathers are influencing. We're all influencing. So what's the problem there? That's why they have used the word gay, as God accepts you. So no matter who you are, what you are, God accepts you the way you are. So it actually should be legalized so that they will have their peace of mind and everybody will choose, because these youth, they have their brain. They can think. If they are not greedy, they will tell you, no, I will not do it. I'm not into it. But deep within, because they are also into that, that's why they go for it. There are a lot of you, they also deny
Thank
it.
you very much. Your
Yeah,
time
so
is
there are
up.
lots of youth also, they also deny it, but because deep within them, they are also gay or lesbian. That's why they go in for it.
Thank you. So, Michael, we'll let you talk before the internet kicks us off.
Okay. So quickly, Sister Constance was saying something. I think I will address it before I begin. How many minutes do I have? 5 or more?
Yes, 5 minutes, but you have
Okay.
to
So
speak out because there's a
Yeah,
noise in
you
your
can speak
background.
up.
okay. So firstly, like I mentioned before, how you feel is not my problem, and how it feels like it's not anybody's problem. If I say I want to have sex with a man, how it will feel during the sex is my pleasure, not anyone else's pleasure. It's my pleasure. So how it feels like it's not anyone else's problem. So nobody can tell me I should eat an ice cream which tastes let's say like strawberry. I have my own sensory organs. When I taste it, I should know how it feels. If it tastes good, I keep eating it. If it doesn't, I move on to the next. That is why in the LGBTQ2 2 plus, if I break it down, you have the lesbians, you have the gays, you have the transgenders, you have the queers. The queers, the Q is two, the queers, and then the questioning before you come to those who are intersex, and then the asexual, and then the allies. You see, before you come to the plus sign. The plus sign is just an umbrella for all of them coming together. Now
Long
if we break it down, we know the lesbians, we know the gays, the bisexuals, we know all of them. Now the queers, they see themselves as what? They are just strange. The word queer is strange. So their lifestyle, even they themselves, they don't understand. That is why they are queer, they are strange. You see, and then you have the questioning. The questioning too is the same as the queer. They themselves too, they find it questioning, but then that is how their life is. And then you would have the asexual who is not even interested in any of the sexual acts, but then still they think that that is their also that is their also their sexual orientation. They want to satisfy themselves. They are not interested in being there or there or there, but then that is their sexual orientation.
Mhm.
And then the allies are none of them, but they fall under the umbrella. So they are just an ally to the rest of them. They just
Look like
support
because
them.
they want numbers, they are trying to push even people who are not like them into it. Just to be numbers.
Please let me make my submission. I beg you. Please. You see, so lest I forget, all of these people, they have their feeling, and then they have their own effect when it comes to sex. And that is not anybody's problem. Their only problem is, please allow me to live my life. That is what they are asking for. They are not asking for anything big. So if you tell me, how do I feel if I have sex with a man, that is not your problem. It is my own problem. And then when you talk about they having kids, I can be with another, I can be with a woman and choose not to have kids. That is not anybody's problem. Even in China, people are giving rewards for having just one kid. So how is it a problem if I want to be with a man and not have kids? There are also people who have kids and can't take care of them. So those people too, they give their children for adoption, hoping that people like the LGBTQ2 plus, they can come and adopt them. You see, so that these kids can also have a home. And minister was saying something like if
You have 30 seconds.
somebody is trying to influence your like it is not directly affecting the neighbor, but probably the child. The child has brains. If we talk about someone influencing someone, then they are not supposed to be in school, because peer pressure is stronger than anything else in the world. Peer pressure is the most strongest and the most addictive
True.
than anything else in the world.
Yes.
Thank
If
you.
you tell me, that I am not affecting you, but maybe I will affect your kids, that is, I am not responsible for your kid. You are responsible for your kid. I am not responsible for your kid. You see? So yeah, and of course, if you talk about the Bible, the
Your
Bible
time is
doesn't
up.
rule the
Your
world.
time is up. You have to repackage it and add it to the other one.
Oh, right now 5 minutes.
I'll sort
With the voices in me.
So Jennifer is saying that I prefer to have a happy gay child than have a depressed or suicidal straight child. Though
Most of the kids, they are not happy.
my question to you, Ma, and that is Constance, if your child comes home and tells you he or she is two spirited, what will you do? Disown the child? Thanks in advance for your for answering me. So I don't know if I should first go through, or you would like to answer this one, Constance, and then I have some few comments so that
In fact, that two spirit, that's even the first time I'm even hearing about it. And I wonder how one person having two spirit, does that mean
No, it's the that the 2S is for two spirits. Like you have the male spirit in you and the female spirit in you. You know, you have like both spirits in you that you are like it's more of you feel like a man and you feel like a woman. You know, but like
how is it
strongly,
possible?
like you strongly.
Because
There
for
are times that you
us
can
as human
strongly
beings,
feel
you know,
like
you
a man.
always have both, but one dominates the other. And one is so less sad that you don't even feel it. Like women,
but
you
but
know,
the two but
women
the
who are
two
a bit
s
strong.
but the 2S is for it being equal, like 50-50. You having two spirits in you, the male one and the female one.
But even in that case, that means it's not talking about sexuality, because here you are not
No,
sleeping with anybody. Then
no,
why should they add them to this group?
yeah, because you know it's part of the human. That's why they've been added to it. Because
But if you come
at
and
the
say
end
you
of
have
the
two spirits, why should it affect you? I mean, why should we legalize that you are two spirits? Because it's
because
not even a physical
because
body.
if you decide, if your inner spirit man decides that you're going to use the spirit man spirit in you, then you as a woman you go for a woman. You get it? And if the woman spirit in you tells you, okay, you want you want a man, then you go for a man. It's almost like the queer. You know, it falls under the queer, but this one is more into the spiritual aspect because you know.
And yeah, spiritually things happen in the spirit, but as human beings, we don't focus on the spirit so much. So it's like if you want to be recognized, how do you recognize a spirit? Well, you are the one saying it. I've not seen you. I see you as one person, either male or female. Now you are telling me that you're having two spirits. At one point you are male, at one point you are female. No, we have
But
to
you know,
psychologically we have to go and test your brain, because something
but
is
you know
not right.
these like questionings, more of the questioning of this LGBTQ stuff, they are the ones that deal more spiritually. You know, this 2S is also is that you find someone that is not into sex but more into spirituality, and then you satisfy yourselves as two. You can
No,
like sit down, you can
but
sit down
you
and
know
like chant.
the medical condition called bipolar. This is a complete case of a bipolar.
This is not a
Does
bipolar.
it,
A,
it's,
a, a
Bipolar, you're
bipolar.
hallucinating. How can you think my spirit is this much? Then why should
This is
let
not
me say
bipolar
because
something.
because you
Let me
know.
say
we
something.
really need to give them proper legacy for them to come back to factory settings. Because
No, Sister Constance, you know, there are these questioning people. You can find someone that is also a questioner, and then you can like sit down and chant, and then the inner man spirits, you know, will be having this satisfaction. These things happen that they will not have body contact. They might be sitting opposite each other, but then they'll be chanting and doing spiritual things with candles and, you know, these aromas and all of these
That's
things.
one thing, that this thing is another thing on its own altogether. And it doesn't really for, because it's like somebody suffering from bipolar or having manic attack. It's like you are seeing something nobody is seeing. Only you are seeing. You are conversing. The person is telling you do this. The person is telling you do that. And that is a mind thing. So if you are saying that you are thinking you are female, you are this, so it's telling you. So this is a complete case of bipolar that needs to be treated. For you to identify yourself, because once you are standing there, you are a human being. I need to see you, either male or female. But if you come and say that my spirit is two spirits, and you are even confusing yourself and worrying yourself, just worrying your brain.
But
See,
you know, finding out what your spirit man is doesn't that even that doesn't make it bipolar, because you know for yourself that you have like two spirits in you, the male and the female one. So that because a bipolar person does not know what he or she is doing when they have these these, oh, I've forgotten
they are
the
manic episodes, yeah.
yes, yes, exactly. You know, they don't know what they are doing. They are not conscious of what they are doing. But these two spirits, they are conscious of it, that I have two spirits in me, the male and the female one. So when I find someone that is like me, then we can satisfy ourselves. They are being
Spiritually.
conscious. You know?
Then you say,
Again?
yeah, you satisfy
The
yourself
satisfaction
spiritually.
is spiritually.
Yes.
Yo, so please let me quickly go into this comment because they are becoming a lot. The one that you are talking about, you know, if my papa is here, Pastor Savior, why can't you say you would need deliverance?
Because this one is something different, you know. It's a whole different something, not even
Sugar,
related to sexual preference.
yeah, so sugar daddies are chasing small girls, and it's still not legal in our community, and it's not allowed in our culture. In mine, yeah, it's allowed. If you come to my kingdom, you see it. Our culture allow men to marry multiple wives, but does not mean we accept it. Does that
Oh, but
mean we accept
it's
it?
not a crime in Africa.
Yes, exactly. That's what I wanted to say. It's part of our culture.
Yeah.
In 2022, I'm becoming a lesbian, and I don't want nobody to disturb me. Sorry. Oh, Ali, why you dey do me so? Why 2022? Start now, sis. Okay. So LGBTQ are just like those people that uses sex toys. I think they also will fall under it. Those that don't want anybody, they just want toys. So they'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
the
Yeah.
Look at this question. What about one sleeping with animals? Yeah.
animals. Is that
Mm-hmm.
one
We don't
accepted?
have them yet. They have not part
Megan,
of the
You are
No,
umbrella.
waiting for
but
them to come and join.
Megan,
they fall under
they fall
the
under
queue.
it. That is
The
why you
queer
have the
people.
plus.
And
That is
that
why
is
you
even
have
a
the plus.
crime.
The plus
To
is for
sleep with an animal is
someone
it's a big
who
crime in
is
Africa.
in
And when
all
you
of
are
it.
caught, you not be going scot free.
The plus. You see, before there was the LGBTQ, and then the plus was there. Now they moved the plus forward. The two, so it is part of the plus. It's additionable.
The plus for the plus, we if you look at the meaning in that LGBTQ2 s, it is just someone who is in support of all of them. You see, it is that is why they have created the umbrella of the rainbow. So there is, to create that balance, there is someone who has to be all round, and that person is the 2+. Because if you look at each one of them specifically, lesbians are specifically for woman, gays are for man, you see. But then when you come down to the queer and then the questioning, those people are their lifestyle is a little bit strange. You see, their
Are you
lifestyle is
using the word? Are you already using the word strange? Oh?
Strange, yeah.
that is why
And I'm saying that it's
but
still because we
it is
want numbers.
nobody's business if I
Because
am
these
strange.
people, why should
That
we
is my
add them?
problem.
Those, yeah, they shouldn't even add. It should just be the lesbian, gay, transgender. For these three, we know that it's something really related to.
But you know,
Let me
you are
let me
all
talk about these two spirit people. These
Oh,
two
that one,
spirited
I'm still saying it's a mental disorder. In fact, we really have
it's
to
not a
give
no.
them medicine
In
to
the
correct
olden
it.
days, in the olden
but then
days, if you look at if you
Sister
trace their
Constance, you
history,
will also say that the intersexuals have mental disorder because they go for like everything and anything. They are just like
Yeah,
you
those
can.
are all mental disorders because as
They are not mental disorders. They are just people that check the inner man. They're interested more into the inner man, the person who you are, more than what you have, the gender you are. They don't care about the gender you have. If you are male or female or you are transgender, what for them matters is the inner man, the character, who you are inside. If you are a beautiful person inside and you are a woman, for example, and that person is also the intersexual, is also a woman, she will date you. If you are a great character and you are a man, she will date you. If you're transgender, you have a great character, she will date you. It doesn't matter. It's just a thing of some check more the inner qualities than the outwards one.
that is
So
why
but even in
that is why it's
society
the
don't accept
spirits they
those
are
things.
after.
You
That
see,
is why they are
they're
two
white
spirited.
because they've
In
given
the
them
olden
freedom
days,
to do whatever they want. That is why all the things have come. But we as Black Africans, we have other limits. You know, there are certain things we hold it very strong, and that is our culture. And the reason why you cannot even come up with these things is because it is not acceptable. If there is a problem, fine, we have people with problems because most of in genetics as human beings, how we develop, because you have a long distance of DNA or the genes are it dates back way back from creation. This one gave birth to this one gave birth. So you have a lot of things. If you should conduct a DNA test, the things that you see within your just one person, you see that we are not just ordinary human beings. A lot of things are within us. There are some disorders. That doesn't give us the right that because something is wrong with me, I have to say it in this way such that I should feel accepted. We accept everybody, but we need to correct you that what you are doing is wrong. One, it's even against society, against your own body. What you are doing, you are changing the order. Fine, you can do all that you want. Let's look at the health statistic. The health statistic. For those in foreign land, they have special hospitals treating gays. When you look at in Ghana right now, they said if for you to accept it, they also need to set up a special hospital because the kind of diseases that comes up with, you need to be treated. Look at all that we are going through. And it tells you right from the onset that that thing is bad. Anything that is bad that people talk about it, oh, this is not acceptable. We shouldn't encourage it in the name of it's my right, it's my right, it's my right. That is just my point over here.
I will let Derek talk, but after Derek talks, I will come back to that.
So I have this point here. Please answer my question. Oh, will you then disown your child if the child was gay? That is to Sister Constance. What will you do after you have talked to the child and prayed, but nothing happens? This is a personal question.
Yeah. And I can't tell, but from my perspective, there is no way my child is going to be gay.
Amen.
Yeah, because right from when he was about with my boy like this, by the age he was 4, I've already told him that this is your penis, call it your penis, and this is what it's supposed to do, blah 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 blah. My girl, the same thing. So I am already starting to like I'm educating you on your sexual thing. When my boy was a bit younger, he boys with big eyes, they call it sexy eyes, your child is like, where are you about? I was like, no, we shouldn't start that thing now. He's a boy. The first scan I went to do, you can see his testicles, and he is a boy, so we are not going to do any. He's a girl, then you put that thing within him. So right from the onset, I teach you. For me, I always say that because of the things my parents did not tell me when I needed to hear, when it comes to sex, for my kids, I am going to train, and every opportunity I get within, let's say, male, female, I need to tell you that I am not going to encourage you to come and tell me you are gay. Fine, if after all this, my child turns out to be gay, in fact, I'm really going to, you are going to give me the reasons, exact reasons why you are behaving this way. If it is medical disorder, I will go every length to correct that thing. If it's just for fantasy, in fact, I'm going to beat you the hell out of the fantasy out of you. It will just vanish. That fantasy will just vanish. If I do everything and still, well, I gave birth to you, that you have your life to live. If you still feel that is it, go your way, I go my way. This one is not, I'm not responsible so much, because at the end of the day, when you reach 18 and above and you still have your rights and you think my mom is doing this and this, you want to go your way. That is your personal choice. There's nothing I can do again.
Thank you. Empress, welcome, Empress Danso. She says that bipolar is a medical condition and feeling like being in a wrong body. It's not a condition because you can't take medication for it. And
Oh, there are medication for treating bipolar.
oh, okay.
It's a mental disorder, so there are medication.
Mr. Tally is still thinking of being lesbian 2022. Uh, Jesus should come and end this world soon because the confusion it is now too much. Even explaining these things is confusing. And then she says that thank you all for entertaining me right now so much. So much fun. We are not entertaining you. Somebody serious for halapa. Gayism and lesbianism are not new in this world. It have been there for centuries.
Yeah, we know that.
And Tali says that Constance, being LGBTQ is not a medical problem. Thank you. So, okay, the last one. So that I think it was Rosie that wanted to go. Is if this this is a good meat, you want bone. Oh, okay, I get it. Then I don't know what's wrong with people. Mm, Nana, write the word, you know, because thank you very much for the comments and contributions and opinion. Rosie, you wanted to make a point?
Yes. Sister Constance was saying they have special doctors and all of these things that they treat them specially and all of that. Here in Germany, the thing is that gays go more often to the urologe. I don't know the word for it in English, but they go to urologe to check themselves more often than they will go to like their GPs.
Mhm.
You see, and they can do it also in Ghana. The thing is, sexual transmitted diseases can even be created through a man and a woman. How about men that love fucking the anus, and then after fucking your anus, they will put it into your mouth because they want blow job, and then after the blow job, they will kiss you. Aren't all these things sexual STDs? All these things create STDs. So if a gay, if two men are gay and they are fucking their anus, I mean, and more as a matter of fact, the gays, they have a male and a female part. One is the receiving and one is the giving. So most of the times you'll find out that one party is the one that receives the most, like 90% out of their 10 years relationship. If the female has received like 1,000 times, you see that the male one maybe has received like 2 or 3 times, because it's not something that they do usually, you know. So STDs and all these sicknesses can come even with a male and a female. You get it. So it's not like they are the ones that created all these things, but there are also men with pervertic ideas and fantasies and all of these things that even all these things like having sex with a woman on a period is not a bad thing. Some like that, some can see blood, but after some men are like, after having sex with you whilst you are on your period and all that blood, they can also put it into your anus again, all these crazy disgusting things. If she's on her period and you want to fuck her there and leave her anus alone. But some people want some strange mixtures and all these things. So STDs are not only from them.
Thank you very much. So, if we don't have a point on that right now because it will still be on the debate, my question is, what will that do to Africa or not do to Africa by legalizing it or not legalizing it? That is the next point. And when I say Africa, let's all think individually when it comes to our countries, because I cannot wake up and go and change what is in Togo, and I cannot change what is in Nigeria, but I can change what is in my country. And what would it do to your country in Africa or not do to it? That is my question.
Well,
So
since,
next one is coming in.
yeah, since it didn't do anything to South Africa, I don't think it will do anything to Ghana. Of course, they legalized it in 2006 in South Africa. Nothing has changed in South Africa. If there
Are you
was
very sure? Check the HIV rate. Who is topping in Africa?
who is
The HIV statistics. Who is topping in Africa?
HIV was there before they legalized it in 2006.
Yeah, but now in South Africa, about 80% of the people are HIV positive.
Not 80%. Honestly, okay, there is a huge number. Even if there was 80%, do you think the 80% was because of the gays?
Most of the times it's because of these slums, that gangs that rape people. They rape this woman, then they go to and this woman and they rape. These are the most of the things, because they have gangs there a lot.
But I even want to ask a question. How can a lesbian woman pass HIV to another lesbian woman? How is that possible? Through what?
Well, if one have it, then probably you are kissing, there is a cut. If you are doing something, the ways for a woman to get is through a cut.
So if that person has been lesbian her entire life, how did she get the disease?
Well, if she's it depends. But for a lesbian, unless one has the disease already, before you can pass it on to the other.
So where else is the person going to get it? Unless the person has a sexual intercourse with the opposite sex. That is how.
Mostly if a man have it, he can give it to the woman. Yeah.
So if I am a lesbian, how can I pass it on? If I have been a lesbian my entire life, I have never known any man. How do I pass it on?
But I don't think probably your partner has also been a lesbian all her life. Your lesbian partner, because
I am just giving that. How do I pass it on? There is no way I can pass it on. So the risk is much more in the man to woman than in the woman to woman or in the man to man. That is just how it is. So for talking about if they legalize it, crime rate won't reduce in Ghana. Employment won't increase in Ghana. Corruption won't stop in Ghana. Nothing will change in Ghana. The only thing that is going to change is there are certain people who are going to have their freedom in Ghana. That is the only thing that is going to change. But for the rest of the dangerous stuff that happens, that even takes people's lives, nothing is going to change. It's going to keep on until the leaders use their brains. LGBTQ2 plus can't change the brains of
it's really going to change a lot. It's going to affect us a lot.
Unless you tell me how.
Yeah, because one,
Mhm.
the reason why I'm saying it's going to affect us is that, Africa, we are at a deficit. That means there are a lot of things we are the underdeveloped. Infrastructure wise, a lot of things are not going on. Look at our roads. How many people are able to have 3 square meals a day? And those are things that our government have to focus on. But coming into this, we look at how this thing is even wasting time at the parliament. You see, instead of us to really reason how to take good care of our people, how to improve on our infrastructure. Look at schools under trees. Those are the things where we are supposed to
Let
focus
me
on. Look at
let me
the nature of our
pause
hospitals.
before you continue. Now there are accountants, there
Uh-huh.
are civil engineers, there are doctors,
Yeah.
high-ranking members, MPs who are all into this under this umbrella. You understand?
But
And
they
these
have not
are
officially come up. It's being speculated.
let me
It's
end
being
just one.
speculated. Nobody has really come out that, hey, I'm an MP, I'm this, and because of that.
But since they are not allowed to have their freedom, now their brains can't function perfectly as they are supposed to function, because they are not allowed to live free. Maybe if they were allowed to live free, probably they would have used their brains to put things in their right places. You see, so
But
talking
those who are doing it in secret, nobody is bothering them. They are doing it in secret. We are not doing fine. We just don't want you to come up. What you are doing, fine. You continue doing whatever you are doing, but don't come and infiltrate the society.
I
Why should
think,
we legalize this? It's your sexual preference. Keep it to yourself. Don't come and be disturbing us because we have pertinent issues to tackle in Africa.
and
You
it
see,
is a
the
one.
money that we are, because this is being sponsored by Europe and the Americas. That is it. Because they think they have money, they have to bring it and then influence you. A time will come, in fact, the whole of Africa, this thing is going to really distort us.
But
Because
please,
Africa, we have not gotten
It will
anywhere in
not.
these
the world.
ones,
It will not.
what do they hope to achieve? If Americans influence Ghana to accept this thing, what would the Americans gain?
Well,
Please,
they want numbers.
and
You
what
know,
would
there is a number in everything that you do. If you have the numbers, that means that you are getting more power. And that is what they want to do. That even now, because Africa, most places that you not get is Africa and Asia. They are the most people against this kind of attitude. We don't tolerate it at all. Keep it to yourself. Europe and America, you are gay. Take it. We are not saying you should bring it here. You see,
Sister,
this
Sister
There is a
Constance,
statement. There's a statement that came out recently from Avram Ben Moshe. And honestly speaking, whether I'm for it or against it, I love that statement so much. He said that when they brought you their religion,
you accepted it.
when they brought you their whatever, their dresses, dressed like whatever, monkey, you accepted it and left your native. They told you to speak their language, you accepted. So, what is the problem with accepting their gayism? What he's trying to say is that, sorry, I'm trying to quote what he's saying. What he's trying to say is that we have already been foolish already. So that maximum of foolishness, why can't we be more foolish in adding up? He is not for it. That was his
Yeah.
statement. And then Sam George said also something, Sam George from Ghana said that he is not against any LGBT person because clearly, as Constance said, they need numbers. That is why they are adding all this plus, plus, plus to it. But his problem is that don't rub it in anybody's face. Once again, it's not my comment, it's his comment, Sam George, Honorable Sam George. He said that don't rub it in the face. Even if somebody is supposed to molest you, beat you, deny you, whatever, take it to court. And he's totally for it. Take it to court. But just don't come and, rub it. Let me ask this question. Very short question, and then we continue because the comments are many. I would love to read them. Holding hands as boyfriend, girlfriend, or even husband and wife, kissing in public, wearing miniskirt. How is that allowed even in Africa? How are we okay with it? Now, the question that I personally ask myself, and once again, I'm not on any side, is that we having a culture of getting married to two, three people, women, for example, has actually in Europe, you can't, that is the thing that people are talking about. You don't dare marry two in Europe,
Yeah.
per se Germany. Nobody's going to, because it's in their constitution, period. Do you get
Mhm.
it? So why is it that when we are bringing our culture, they say, period, we don't want it. We just don't want it. But when it comes to the other side, we agree, we encourage. It could be this, it could be that. Why not? It can be this. Do you know, even in the European world, how long it took them to
Yeah.
accept and
Yeah.
analyze all this LB,
Yeah.
this LGBO, just the LGB. You understand? Just the LGB. Now we have added more. They themselves, they haven't understood it. How do we bring? So that is the main question here. That is the main question here. Sam Forson and Abraham Moshe have made their point. I was watching them, I was following them. I was like, they are making sense. But at the end of the day, do we allow, because like I said, what will that do to Africa if we don't accept it? And what will it not do to Africa if we accept it? Right?
I
So
have
let
to
me
answer
quickly,
mine. Oh,
yes, please, you go on. Let me quickly read through this because there are comments coming. I think it will help and answer many of my questions and your questions and your debate. How have you people observed that these LGBTQ, the rest is not there, people are most influential and rich, mostly in Europe? I am tempted. Oh, okay. So we have two candidates that are switching. All gays and lesbians will come out and marry freely. Okay, so that is to the question: what will it do to Africa? So this
Yeah.
is Empress's answer. All gay and lesbian will come out and marry freely. I don't think it will change anything. Thank you very much, Empress. Africa is already corrupt, and adding this to it can destroy a lot. That is, don't do it. Okay, of our youth, especially my country, Nigeria. So now we have two comments here: the pro and the contra. Gemma will say that is Empress and Glory. So she says that Empress says that even a Tory people get HIV. I think it's hetero, right? One nurse friend said it's advisable to use protection and don't what is that?
And douche.
Oh, okay, and douche before entering. What is? I'm not getting. I don't know that one. Either way, we love our natural. Okay, I get it. A lot. It's been a long time. Oh. Once they legalize it, wow, a lot of youth will become clear, questioning, and all that. In fact, they might even add their own and confusion everywhere. Okay, so I'll just read two and then we continue so that I don't block the debate there. The man to man spread HIV faster because of the anal sex. Okay, so Helen Benjamin, how are you? I hope you are good. God created you male and female. Then you came back to tell me you feel you are a male, female, trapped in the other sex body. Do you know how it feels to be a man or a woman? Are you okay,
Oh,
Michael?
that's one. Are you falling down?
Are they trying to say God made a mistake? You see, are they trying to say God made a mistake? Even the devil likes women. That is why he went in for Eve and not Adam.
Adam.
What kind of enjoyment crowd do human want on this earth? Someone should answer me. So the last one I want to read before we continue, I have two comments, but that will come later. Encouraging same-sex or legalizing of abominability is crazy art will heap pressure on all already burdened health and mental institutions.
Yeah.
Charlie, some gays I personally knew who engaged in this madness all died mysteriously.
Yeah.
Okay, this is it. So yeah, so we have some comments. Thanks for the comments, the opinion and contributions. Rosie, you wanted to hit on your point.
Yes. I wanted to answer the question. Um, Legalizing it will in Africa or in Ghana per se will save a lot of lives. What? Ask me why? Because
Why?
then, because when it gets legalized,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of bad marriages won't be able to become bad marriages. A lot, a lot of children, because there are some men that are gay that are being forced to get married to a woman. Now, the woman will be in a relationship or in a marriage where the man will have no time for her, no love for her, no, she will not even get sex from him. The satisfaction will be low. There's no connection. They will only have children for reproduction, for the family to say, they have children. But at the end of the day, there's no attention. The woman will be alone. And these are some of the reasons why some women die of depression. Some women die of all these things because they just can't. Their blood pressure is rising, and they die mysteriously, without their family member, because the family members will be saying, "Oh, everything was okay. She wasn't sick." No, she was dying. Because her husband is gay, he's not giving her attention. And it would also save a lot of lives of children in such marriages, because I've heard, like, I listened to this Oyorepa and all of this stuff. I had two cases within we had two cases within like 6 months, in which a man was sleeping with his male children from the age of 6 months, because he couldn't come out that he is gay. So since he couldn't approach any other man because it might blow alarm, he was dragging his children, his a 6 month old boy and his 8 month 1 year or 1.5 year old boy, and he was having sex with them until the woman realized that there was something wrong and took him to the hospital. And by the time she took him to the hospital, the anus of the child was already spoiled.
Hmm.
So
Imagine. Just look
legalizing
at that.
this will save a lot of children, because the way the woman was explaining that the child was always being sick, the child had no strength. It came from all these things, because how big is the anus of a baby? It wasn't even a toddler, a baby. And because he couldn't come out with his sexuality, he had to use his children, because
Such a
that child
person should
cannot
even be
talk.
castrated. You shouldn't even tolerate you in society.
Because at the end of the day, as we already mentioned, we are all on that point that it already existed. Now, people are making more plans, more and more. People are being more innovative about how to live their sexual life, no matter the cost. Because the man that is gay and he doesn't love the woman, he doesn't even care about the children. So sleeping with his own baby, dragging his own baby, and hearing the baby cry whilst he wants to penetrate the baby's anus, he doesn't even care about it. So legalizing it will save a lot of women's life from bad marriages, a lot of men's life from bad marriages, because lesbian will also never have the time for the man, and the man will also be, very angry. And some of these things lead to domestic violence, because the man has an ego. He will not sit down for a woman not to sleep with him, so then he will force you, and you as a woman will call it rape, or he will beat you. So legalizing it will save a lot of people and a lot of children.
Well, take this one from Nana Atu Beyonce. Nothing will happen if they don't accept. Kontomre will still be there, and Fufu and then Aponche Krakra will still make will make it still happy. So Gloria says that these things are really confusing. How can someone give birth to a child and the child will start saying, "Mama, I feel I'm in the wrong body"? Jesus. Mhm. So if
Yeah,
I
just
can
let me say something
please,
about what
please,
Rosie just said about
please.
saving marriage. In fact, this thing is not going to save any marriage. Because one thing I believe in as a principle, as a human being, if you think you are gay, Why do you go to marry a woman just to cover up your shit? Feel free and tell your people, oh, me, I'm this, I don't want this. Then you stay in your own corner doing your own thing. Me, that is my problem. We don't have to give a license for people to sin. It's just like prostitution. Prostitution, we know, has been they said the oldest trade. It's legal in Europe to be a prostitute. You need to pay your tax. But in Africa, it's not. And this time, with even the onset of mobile phone and stuff, it has even become easy for people to engage in it. But that is there. There are little things that is going on in our society that we need to tackle. Just like how you said, sugar that is chasing small girls. You know, in Africa, until you are 18, you are still a minor. There are certain things, if you are being caught, there is a crime that is punishable by law. Sometimes, because of our system, poverty and stuff, somebody will rape a small child, then the family will just go and see, oh, they will not even report. And even with crimes, if you don't report, how would the authorities know that something is going on? But one thing I know is when those things, when somebody takes that initiative that I'm taking you to the police station and that they act on it and sort of the law takes its course. So it's not as if something is going on that we are not, there are certain social vices that are really bad. And when laws are being made, it's supposed to straighten the society. Else everybody will just jump into a shop. Hey, because I have the right, I'm hungry, so I'm going to steal. We don't do it. That is why we have laws, we have norms, we have culture to keep certain things. Because human beings, if you leave human beings without a law, we would just be in a merciless country. You know, everybody would think I have the right to do whatever I want. But that is why we made the law. We are in Europe here. When you see red, you cross it, you are being fined. At least if there were no law governing all these things, we can do whatever we want. Somebody will just see you, oh, there's no law. You're a black man. He will just do anything to you. But then there is a law governing it. Like if you see somebody, you use certain words against that person, the person reports to you, you face the consequences. And that is it. This one, the reason why they want a law backing is that, you know, when we make laws and it's being passed, that means the person has the right to do it or face the consequences that comes with it. Okay, accept me. I'm a man. I'm marrying a man. It's okay. So you can't do this to me. But we can't accept it. You are doing it in your own small way. You do it. You are not being caught. Nobody finds anything wrong with it. But when we even pass this bill, this time around, it's even going to put more strong measures on you. First, people were not checking. Now, people will start checking that, oh, this is what you are. Let's go and report the person.
Mm-hmm.
You see, in Africa, and you know how we act. Even though there are police stations, when somebody steals, you are supposed to take the person to police station. Sometimes look at what they do. They call it instant justice. By the time the police can, they even between you, kill you, leave you there. And that is the system we have in our country. And if you want to bring this thing here, then we are even going to make things worse. And you know how our black minds are. The main things that we are supposed to focus on, we will leave that one and start targeting people. Sort of witch hunting, because we feel, oh, we don't accept this, we've seen you, this is what we are doing. So even if we should pass this law, we are even going to hurt people the more. We are going to, because people will not go and report. They will just do their own justice to you. By the time you come, the police, and what are they going to do to you? You cannot even find a culprit. So we should be very careful, because this is Africa. It's very difficult for certain laws to be obeyed. Other than Europe, where laws, you cannot really go against the law. In Africa, we will pass it fine. If the pressure becomes so much, they will pass it. But you see if it will be fulfilled. Go and stand, which lawyer or which judge will stand there and initiate marriage between two male or two females? Nobody will do that.
But that's not what they want. They just want to live. They are not asking.
Oh no, but they want to live. They want to marry, have a certificate that they are married, like how they are doing.
No, that's not what they want. That's not what they want.
That right now they'll say that's not what they want, but to get to that. Yes,
No,
that's how they started. Now they have priests officiated such marriages here, and that's how it starts. Before you realize it will get there, you'll be officiating a wedding. You see a mob coming at you. In Africa, we should not forget ourselves. There are certain things that we can do it nastily. I tell you that people steal, they are supposed to go to report them to the police. But before the police get there, instant justice has already taken place. And who will be held accountable? You go there 1, 2. The next day, everybody is out. You see? So we have to really think about it very well. It's not just about legalizing. They just want to live there. So right now you're living your life. Do whatever you want. Nobody is disturbing you. If we should
They are
legalize
not
this thing,
living lives. They are
oh,
in prison.
nobody is in prison for that.
They are in prison now because in the previous topic that we're talking about, the biggest thing that was being repeated all the time is that when we are youth, we hide doing things. That's why we do a lot of mistakes, and that is what they're doing. They have to hide. So it's
Yeah,
not
because it's
different.
not acceptable. If it's
It
acceptable,
must
why do you
it
hide?
must
Why is it
be.
that when a boy and a girl are walking, we see it normal? Who will come and attack you? We see it
But
normal
but
because
they
that is
feel like
acceptable.
but
But
they
if
feel
you
like
should see a boy
walking
kissing
with
a boy,
woman to woman.
a woman, even the women, we don't even hear them most. Mostly it's the men who are really making the noise. The women, you don't hardly hear them speak.
That is exactly what I wanted to say.
Yeah,
Let's be honest here. Be honest here. When it comes to the woman to woman, they do what they do.
yeah. They use their
If
sex
it's
toys.
not if
They
it's
do
not
what you
about
hardly
getting
hear them
married or anything,
complain.
you don't hear anything from them, right? If it's not about getting married, you don't hear anything from them. And it's hardly for you to, even in Europe, turn around when you see two ladies walking.
Yeah,
But I think the most or the main focus is actually on the GNA woman, the main
yeah,
GNA, because that is something that looks a little bit, I would say it looks weird. You understand?
yeah, yeah,
Me per se, personally, and that's my own thing. I have friends that are gay, they are whatever, they live their life. They don't force me into it, they don't even do whatever. It's okay for them. But I cannot imagine that is where the thing comes in. When we are talking about human rights, we should talk about the rights itself. Human rights is letting you live and I live, right? So if letting you live and I live, I think till now they have been living. Yes, people are being molested, people are being beaten, whatever. The same as the thief, the same as whoever did something spat on the ground or anything. So I would like to know the main aim of
okay.
this bill, the main aim. What is the achievement? What is supposed to be the achievement? Because it is different when somebody tells me, oh, in Europe, crowd, they have understood it. Because one thing those people used to say is that you need to be educated. So that means there's a place that they're educated. But when it comes to their parties, please, you always see it is just them and their few friends. They do it in secret, even though it's legalized in many places. So even they themselves already feel out of society.
Yeah,
So my question is, there are two things that will make you feel out of society. Either you are being molested by the government, which in Europe it doesn't happen,
yeah,
or you yourself, you can see that what I am doing is not right due to your upbringing and things you have been taught. That is why you try to hide. That is why somebody will be going after somebody's wife. Why is he not doing it openly? Because his head is telling him
yeah.
there's something wrong.
Come
So
on.
that is my question. What is the aim? Those that are for it, what is the aim? And I'd like to start with Mekon, but let me read this comment. Uh, Alot says that Rosie, dear, our old folks married many wives, though they couldn't satisfy all of them. I would accept your submission, and the essence of male and female creation is to procreate and pleasure. Okay. So Glory said that may God, may God help us all, because for parents, this can cause nightmare, though it can change the child's decision. Okay. So Nana said that Constance, law in Ghana, you report a case and you have to pay the police officer before he goes with you. I
Yeah.
don't believe our judicial system. Okay, I don't believe our judicial system. Okay. So sunshine in the rain is on board says good evening, all my people. So
Mhm.
my question, Mecca, the thing is, what is actually the aim? Because it looks to me that somebody, listen, and out of your speech, you said that, what is it? Mecca. What I feel is my own thing, right? I don't need you to tell me what I feel. So why do you need my opinion to be accepted?
That is it.
I think you all have a wrong perception of what is actually going on. You see, the question is, when we talk about human rights, it
Mhm.
has nothing to do with anybody's opinion.
Okay.
The law is the law. The law says that everybody has the right to liberty. So that is what they are pushing for. That if everybody has the right to liberty, then of course we. I hope I'm still on.
You are still on.
Yeah, you are
Yeah.
on.
So since everybody has the right to liberty, they shouldn't be persecuted or discriminated if they they comes to be noticed in public. You
Mm-hmm,
see,
mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm,
for instance, if you find out that me I'm gay and I work with you in the same company, you don't have the right to say anything negative to me or to do anything that would distract what I am doing. That was why I was telling Sister Constance that there are people who are in higher positions. They just want to live their life. It's not like they want to be recognized. They want to be live their life free, such that if I am looking for let's say I am looking for a contract,
mm-hmm,
for instance, a road contract, and I come to the office of the urban rules and what, he doesn't have to look at me and tell me that because he has noticed, and in Ghana, whatever, it just comes to light like that.
mm-hmm.
They can't hide it, especially when the person knows that he or she is higher than you. You can tell it blank in your face. Because you are gay, I will give you the contract. That is what they are asking for. That if
If I
anybody
may
does
ask
that,
a question on that,
But do
if I
you?
may ask a question on that,
Mhm.
that is a little bit impolite, of course, because you are
Yeah.
black, I won't take you, but that's racist.
Mhm.
Okay, fine. But if we are talking about human rights, right, and the
Mhm.
freedom to, the right to liberty, right, the freedom, and I want a contract, is it not the right of the company to also take whoever he wants to take? Is it not the right of
and
a country? Uh-huh. Please.
under that circumstance,
Mhm.
what scrutiny did you do to tell me that I am not qualified?
But Mekon,
Yes,
if
it's
you
about
are
the
looking for a job,
qualification.
do you specify and
Please.
say that I'm gay, I'm looking for this job? Do you write
No,
that
no,
on
no,
your
no,
piece
no.
of
That
paper?
is why I mentioned that you see, Ghana, there's nothing you can do to hide. Whatever you
Mhm.
do, it will come to light. You see, no, and you know that these people, because of the way they
They
work,
behave
the way they do things, it is
and
easy to
even
notice that
mental
this person
problem.
is
I
gay.
mean, acting men
Sometimes,
will be doing their hands and be acting as
and please let me also say this. You know that sometimes too, the person you might be accusing as being gay, the person might not be gay. For
Be gay,
instance,
yes.
Kumawood actor Nana
Nana,
Yeboah,
yeah.
yeah.
he's not gay, but just because his progesterones are a lot, you see, some people, most people think that the guy is gay.
It's
And there
gay.
is also another comedian who I think used to be around Delay or Nanamba, or you see, those two guys. Those
Nana
guys are not
Kurudu.
gay, but because people started branding them as gays, they started behaving that way just for hype. You see,
Mm-hmm.
so that is what they are saying. Just because you see that this person looks gay, you can't tag the person with gay. So, in as much as the law is going to help those who are real gays, it will also help those who are not gays but look like gays.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
But
So, at the
even
end of
then,
the day,
people
it is
say
like
it for
killing
fun.
two birds with
Nobody
one
goes
stone.
about beating them or saying something. Nana boy, if you should even go and say that, look at the way he rebut or the thing he will say to you. You yourself, you
I
even
was
regret for saying that thing.
I was listening to an interview, a guy who was previously gay, and he has repented. Yeah, what
Ah,
he
why
said was,
repent?
And why
It's
repent?
normal.
"Oh, please, that is, you see, that is you guys your problem.
No,
Give
no, no,
people
no.
their
It
right,
is the
That
word
he
you
their
fixed it.
use.
choice."
So that
It is
means
the word you use. And once again, let me correct it all. I need to understand because I'm just hosting. I'm not on the side. But You use a
It looks
word
like
that
you are taking size.
it looks like I also have some feelings, but the question is, you use a word that I need to understand. What does repentance mean?
Please, whatever repentance means has nothing to do with the person's choice. Me, I am a thief. Tomorrow, I won't steal again. That is my choice.
Then that means that act is wrong. When you
Who
did
are
not for
you?
you to repent from something, that means that thing is
Who
bad.
are you to tell me what is wrong?
But that is the person saying he has repented. So that means it was wrong.
If
It
I
is
think
his
I think
choice.
Melton, if you have used the word he changed, because you know let me say some gays will now change to queer, right?
Mhm.
Some queer will change to two spirit. If you use the word change, I understand, but the word repentance irritates me a little bit.
It, it, does, it doesn't have
I
to.
know that
Now,
one. He said he's
let
not
me break
a
this
pastor.
down.
It's not the one who said he's not a pastor because he
Uh,
has repented.
okay, he
It's a
said he
common
went to
day.
church. Please, yes, it's good you brought that up.
Mhm.
Now, there are certain people. Jamaica went to Synagogue Church of All Nations, and he started behaving in a way that nobody could tell what it actually was. After the situation, he said he didn't know what happened. But then what happened in the church, people thought that the guy was possessed and then he was being delivered. You understand? So anybody from outside could easily say that Jamaica is possessed, or maybe he was using a demonic spirit to act. But then he himself, he knew that he hasn't been anywhere, and he doesn't have any demon around him. You see the point? So he could have gone to a pastor who wanted to make name for himself and then plan some religious something, and then it has changed his mind. Who knows? Nobody can tell. You understand? So just because somebody has repented doesn't mean that that is the person's choice. But let's
Empress
even say
Empress Dansu says that the word repentance is heavy. You understand? It is just the word repentance,
Yeah,
no. It is
I-
not
it's
what you are saying.
repented a lot.
let me say why I use repentance.
Okay.
Because at that circumstance he had become a Christian.
He has changed.
He, he had become a Christian. So he said that because he was gay, he let me just say that he thought he was a sinner. You
Okay.
see, so if you are a sinner and then you become a Christian, you have what? You
You
have
have
repented.
repented.
You understand? So in that context, I'll still use the repent, because at that moment he was speaking as a Christian.
As a Christian. Okay.
You see, so what he was saying was, people who say that me, I am not gay, me, I even hate the people who are gays. Those people are the ones you have to really look up to. Those people are the gays, because there were certain people who were doing that in his area or in his neighborhood that he himself has something to do with.
With
But
yeah.
those people were, when they hear the name gay, they become so irritated. They want to even fight. But at the end of the day, that same
They are
day
gay
or a
lord.
day before, he had visited that person, or the person has visited him.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So this thing that we are talking about, it is just a bill to
It's
make.
not just a bill. Sure.
The thing is, it hasn't been included. Is it in the syllabus of the German education? Of course not. I haven't heard it anywhere. People are
And they
saying that
teach
if you
them.
go to school, they will tell you. What
They
I
teach
know is,
them their sexual orientation. They know. The kids know.
if if you do orientation, just like you said in your submission, that you are going to teach your daughter and your son about sex, it is the same orientation. That there is nothing different. So if the child enters into that act and feels like I am enjoying it, why not? You should enjoy it. The word is enjoyment. You see,
Melvin, it's not everything that is supposed to be enjoyed. Though.
the thing is, it is not you to determine. The
No,
person
it is
who is
us to
doing the
determine,
act.
else you will not make the laws. Because as society, human beings, we don't have that kind of freedom. Like, you don't live your free will like that. There are supposed to be laws that are supposed to care us, to take care of our actions. If we should leave everybody to their own faith, in fact, we would
How
just
can
be
you
in a
give me
mess.
a law that will tell me how to have sex? How can
No,
you give
that is why we don't have laws regarding sex. The
you can
main thing is
only
male
teach
and
me
female. No, look at it. The sex is male and female. Even though it's male and female, it is regarded from those above 18.
the same
You
people
see,
who brought
from
the
18.
Bible, which
Mhm.
said
That is
sex
why we
is
have rape. Even though
male
sex
and
is there,
female.
we
They are the
also
same
have
people who
rape.
are saying we should accept it is right to have because you were not there when the Bible was being written. How
No,
did
that
you
one is
know that
religion aspect,
at
but
that
here we
point
are talking
Adam
about
had
the law.
another man?
But when we
How do
even
you
want
know?
to put religion aside and we are talking about the law, rape is a crime. Meanwhile, it's sex between two people. That is a crime
Which one
because
is
you're
a
having it against
Rape,
somebody's will.
rape.
Rape.
rape?
It's a
Mhm.
Of
crime.
course,
But meanwhile,
when you rape,
it's
you
sex.
see, oh, people, my people, rape is what? It's a forceful act. Rape is a forceful act.
Yeah,
But
but
what we are talking about is
most
a
of these
free
homosexuals don't
will
they force
act.
the young boys? Don't they force the young boys? Sometimes
They
you
don't
lure
force
them to.
them.
Oh, most of them
Oh,
force them.
come on.
They lure
Who
them because
forces
they know that you
Michael
are
Jackson?
a minor.
Michael Jackson was
It's a matter
accused.
of choice.
Michael Jackson was accused of having something to do with a little boy. He was charged. He was taken to court until he was proven innocent. You understand? That was in the United States where they have really accepted
Where money
everything.
Yeah,
talks and everything is
But he
possible.
was taken to
yeah. One
court.
man is so that one can be there, but definitely for those most of these cases, I tell you, their targets are kids. You know, kids are such that if you don't have a smart kid or if you don't have a child that you are so attached to, who will tell you whatever goes on. We have been kids before. Look at the conversations between we and our peers. You talk about
But
peer
my
pressure.
problem is,
You see,
what do they
and
stand
if
to
we
achieve?
don't add something now, they are going to infiltrate our system,
And
spoil
then
our kids.
and then
And what
what will
sort
be
of
the end
society are we
result?
building?
What will be the end result? What will they gain in the end?
Which
Nobody has
people?
been able to say that. If somebody is trying to infiltrate our system,
Now, when you do that, definitely you are spoiling society. Things are going to be backward. When we are supposed to focus on infrastructure
how?
building, what it's humanity. The people
I
that you
think
need to work with,
for the
the
how
people
we
you
will
need to
make
work
it
with
a
are
point.
going this. Your health rates, I mean,
Our
the
time
sort of
is
diseases
due.
we are going to combat is going to be
Now
high.
COVID
And
19
man
COVID
hours
19
is
has
going to be
come
wasted. Man hours
and
is going to
passed.
be wasted.
You
HIV
People
see,
that you need
gone,
at
you
the
see, oh, it's
workplace.
just
tuberculosis,
like church.
cancer.
Those
Because
that
if you talk about
always
disease,
coming
we
late,
can
they
talk
always
about
have fun.
diseases all night long. COVID 19 gone, cancer gone, HIV,
Um,
tuberculosis, Ebola. So, which disease again are you talking about?
Megan, Mr. Constance, I think that we will adjourn this one for
Yeah, we have to come to the part two.
we have to come to the part two because I will of course, like we always do. This time we only have just 2 minutes for each one to, give your last submission concerning what we did today. And then next week, I think we can just conclude on that, or we look for a day where you might have time and then we all come on. I think it is getting interesting and it's also educative because there are things we don't understand, right? And I would love, we were about to get someone who also come in from that scene to also educate us on what he or she is thinking. Now, here comes a point where you cannot even clearly say to someone, you are a he, you are a she, or you are it. You understand? And I think on the other side, we need clearance. Okay, we need to be clear on that. And on the other side, we need to understand why. That is why we are having this debate to know how and why, and even why should it go on or not go on. Is we are not against any human being. Let me put it that way, so that we also understand this part of the debate. We are certain people are against a certain act. A certain people want to practice a certain act, and the other one doesn't want it to enter, let me say, their culture per se. And that is the thing, because we need to understand something here. There are some acts Africans do, Africans. that if you come to Europe, they'll tell you it's a no, no.
Yeah.
Don't even try it. You understand? Something like in my village, in my community, my kingdom, you can marry up to 5. If
Mm-hmm.
I bring even 2 here, German government will tell me something else. Then the question is, if things of Africa are not allowed somewhere, that is the main debate actually. Why would somebody
Yeah,
want to
accept
bring it
here.
here? Exactly. So the question is, how do these people feel? And one important thing we need to clarify next week is the aim. Because like Mekon said, Mekon used to say, you people are not getting me, my people, my people. But the thing is that what are we not getting? Because I think there's something or a message they want to put across we are not getting.
Yeah.
Let's be honest on that. And there might be a message the African continent is also putting across people are not getting. So that is why we want to clarify things here. But of course, we cannot do all because most of us or none of us are actually into that scene. But we can do our research and bring it. So let's start with the ladies first. And please give us your 2 minutes of your submission or concerning what we did today. And then we'll bring it back to you.
Rosie, you go. Like to go.
Okay. What I want to say finally is that the thing is that the people just don't want to understand, because anything that you are willing to understand, you will understand. Their thing is simple. Let me live my life without being harassed, without being molested, and all of these things. Now, the legalization will help a lot, as I already mentioned, a lot of marriages and a lot of children, because a lot of parents are abusing or raping their children because they are afraid of living their lives openly. So instead of doing it outside, because when it gets legalized, you can live your life outside without you being beaten, or even if someone hits you, you can go to the court with it, and your mouth will not be shut about it. So the thing is that these LGBTQIA2s plus, people should understand them, that they just want to live, and they are not looking for opinions, as our brother Mekon already said. It's not about a matter of opinion, it's a matter of respecting me for who I am and what I want. That's what I want to say.
Thank you very much, and also for keeping your time. So I stand with
Yeah.
Rose. Hey,
Yes. So in conclusion, all I also want to say is that LGBT whatever, that long thing that I can't even pronounce to the end, will not be acceptable in Africa under no circumstances in this generation. Because the things we need to tackle, LGBTQ, is just even going to distract our economy. Our economy, that we are always saying Africa is corrupt, Africa is that. There are a lot of things we have to do. LGBTQ is going to distract our kids, and we don't want that. We don't want any sexual corruption, sexual orientation, and that kind of thing that is really going to distract our kids. We want our system, what our culture, what we believe in, that the family system is made up of a male and female. Before we came into this world, you know that this is your mother who is a woman, this is your father who is a man, and through them that you came into this world. And it is that same system you have to continue, and then continue the family line. We are not going to accept any gay, sexual, transgender, whatever. We are not going to accept it. So legalization is a no-go area for me.
thank you very much for the time too, Mekon.
Well, we I stand with these guys, and
You stand
well,
with them.
I stand with them, and what we are asking for is not to be recognized. It's not to be publicly called out or anything. What we are asking for is just a little peace of mind to be able to work in a serene environment and to be able to live like a normal human being, just like each one of us who are against us is leaving. That is all that we are asking for. How we feel when we have sex is not anybody's problem. What we see is not anybody's problem. That is
That's it.
our choice. We have decided. Where is my flag? I think I don't have my flag here. Next time I have to display my flag. We are strictly for human rights. We deserve the right to liberty. That is what we are asking for. So, for those of you who are planning on persecuting us and then trying to hinder us, please leave us alone. All we want is to be able to live free like a normal human being, like any other living citizen who is living without any troubles. That is all that we are asking for. So please don't tell us how to live our life. Just like you don't want to be told how to live your life. Please don't tell us how to live our life. It is our choice to be strange. It is our choice to be two spirited. And in
Tell
fact,
them.
in the olden days, you know that these two spirits people, they were seen as spiritual people who would lead in healing and other stuffs. It is only now that people are turning against these people. But in the olden days, if you check their history, you would see that they are in the North America. That is where they are based. And then they are
What do you
spiritual.
so in Kaum? In
You're too,
Kaum.
you're, you're two, you're 2 minutes is up. So thank you very much for your submission. Let me quickly go through a few comments and then we are done. Malcolm, it's a matter of morality versus right. Any sane person knows he or she shouldn't hide or seek approval of another to do what's right or natural. Okay, so let me go to it. Let me go down. Malcolm. So Constance, what of okay, that will be a question, but that will be for next week. What of the old men getting married to underage kids?
Oh,
Then
that
we
is for
have
me.
I stand with Rosie. Glory says that it's a very interesting topic, but she's going to bed. It will be accepted in Africa soon because even those at the top are into it. We will come to that. Thank you very much, Tali, as well. Why should a man in his youth be wearing pampers? That is also another scene that came on. I stand with Mekan and all the LGBTQ. Please, there are more to it. IA2 plus. They only want respect and acceptance, which everyone also wants.
Please,
So
Minister, you forget the S. 2S plus.
2S, sorry. Yes, so if I can clearly state what actually two parties want, Constance said that no, it will not come to Africa. We don't want it. We don't need it. We have too many problems. Corruption cry is another one. We are tackling it, and it will not work. It will bring confusion. And then the as American and Rosie says that equal rights, not to be they don't even need to be recognized, but indirectly, yes, they want to be recognized and have equal right as when we go before the law of court or the court, whatever they call it. At the end of the day, we want that when I talk, it's not going to be because this guy is gay, so his words are not valuable for us or anything. They want that you will be recognized as man and man. That is all. Woman, as human beings, simple. That is what the gay rights is all for, or let's say the equal right is all for. They don't want you to be like Mrs. or Mr. What should we call you? Just as you see, or Shawega called Mrs. or say boxer shorts say Mr. And then that is all they want. They don't want you to discriminate them and tell them, I'm not giving you a job because you are this and that. And on the other hand, like I said, there are things that needs to be respected. Today, fortunately for me, I had no sides, but you could see that somehow I needed to understand some things. So I was also asking my questions. And unfortunately, our brother Mathieu couldn't join. So if anyone has a point or wants to prove a point somehow, please just inbox us. Come on board. Let's have your opinion, your questions, your points. Just join us on next week's round 2 on LGBT. I need to watch it before I make a mistake. LGBTQIA2s plus. Once again, for our fellow friends that don't know anything about it, please, it's not the latest iPhone. It is a group of people that have joined hands together. And as we have been talking, we have also seen the opinion of many. The thing is that people don't want to be harassed. That has been the problem. But I think there are also a lot of things that are going on added to this LGBTQ, because I remember not quite long, there was this Black Lives Matters, and they just popped up. Why? Because they want to identify themselves with the minority, the people that are going through all this thing. But I want us also to understand that there are two different parties. You understand? There is this one, let's fight that one, and then we go in for this. And that became another fight altogether. When I was there, I was like, look at what is going on. Don't let us confuse ourselves. Let's try to understand some things. Don't criticize things that you don't understand. But when it comes to accepting, it is everybody's own choice. Today has been marvelously, wonderfully good, interesting, and of fun. And I pray that next week you will also find the same interest to join us here. So share it to people, invite people to come and join, for them to also share their opinion. And then we will love it here. We'll have fun. We always try to educate. You can follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, and also on YouTube. It is TNT Discussions, as well as TNT Real Life. That is the life with Y, not with I. So please just follow us. Thank you, Sister Constance. Thank you, Rosie. Thank you, Mekon. Thank you for all the people that have been, contributing to this. That is Alot and all the names. Empress, this, I think, the first or second time I've seen you. Thank you very much. Have a nice and beautiful week. May God bless whatever you do, and let nobody discriminate you. Thank you, and have a nice
Yeah,
week.
have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.